Right, you lovely lot. Welcome to FC Bullard with me and Fenners.
Great to be back together, JB.
It's good, isn't it?
Do you want to tell them what this is all about?
Right, we're going to be building a football club from scratch where I'm going to be the president and you're going to be the director of football.
That's right. And if you've only just found out that FC Bullard's on YouTube, where have you been? We've been uploading episodes for months. You can find us on Spotify and Apple and wherever else you get your podcasts from to make sure you're up to speed.
Enjoy the episodes and up the Pirates.
Welcome back to FC Bullard. How are you, Jim?
I'm all good, John boy. How are we?
Yeah, just a little bit of housekeeping, Jim. Apparently some people are not happy with the fact that you are whispering occasionally during the podcast. Now, I've been oblivious to it. I don't know whether you're whispering because you're trying to keep things from me or what it is. But anyway, we will... it doesn't all have to be big decibel, does it? I mean, you need to hear you, of course, but...
I'll be honest with you. I'll whisper when I want to whisper, okay?
Okay. I'm with you, Jim.
Good.
Anyway, welcome back. I've got a question for you, Jim.
Go on.
Well, it's not just for you, it's for everyone. Everyone listening, everybody watching.
Oh, right. This is the podcast, right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, sorry.
We're up and running. And it's a big question.
Yeah.
It's a broad question. But we think there it is. What's the best game you've ever seen live? Now, what I'm going to do, Jim, I'm going to give you a little bit of thinking time. I'll just drop it on you. What we'd like to know is, and for listeners as well and viewers, it's hard. We're on YouTube now. If you didn't know,
oh yeah, we are.
So please subscribe and like and all that thing. Those things that you have to do on YouTube. But yeah, I keep forgetting that they're watching, so I keep saying listeners and viewers.
Yeah, well, we're viewers now.
I just think maybe just call them fans.
Fans now. I was going to say fans.
We got some fans.
Yeah.
We had no fans. We got some fans.
Yeah, we're fans now.
And I'll give it you. So what we'd like to know is who you were with. Tell us what the game was. Who were you with?
All of you.
Why you went? Any funny details? It could be historic. It could be funny. Could be controversial.
Could it be one you've played in? So you asking Matt as a question, could it be one I've played in? What's your favourite game? Because I didn't watch a lot of football.
No, I think for you it can because you're a former Premier League footballer. So,
but can it be for you?
Well, I
think it'd be good because you used to play. I think you've got a good story about a game, maybe.
I've got a couple.
It can be for the fans. It can be anything from what you've played in to what you've watched to what you've seen on the box.
Yeah.
Or did you have to be there? You have to be there in real time, surely.
Yeah.
Be there in real time. Okay.
Got to be there live.
All right. Sweet. I'm trying to think now, but have you?
Yeah, I've got a couple. I've got a couple, and I'm going to get onto those in a moment.
Okay.
But we're just going to hear what a few of the fans have had to say.
We've done our own work, right?
Because Dickensian producer,
he's been at it.
Rob, he popped something up.
All right.
On the Instas to just get the juices flowing, and the great thing about it, Rob, and hats off to you. When I say hats off, I'm imagining a big, massive, like, top hat.
On his penny farthing.
Which he's got parts up outside the back.
Rob
now he's trying to get us to move on now. Yeah, I know he's doing that.
It's waffle.
That's his penny farthing wheel going round when he does that.
Just write some messages. If you do think it's waffle, just say waffle, less of or more, just so we do know from the
people like people tuning in for that.
Some people do like waffle, but I think a larger percentage would hate this waffle.
Yeah. If anyone wants to do like a little drawing of what they think, like an artist's impression of what Rob looks like, then that'll be great.
On his penny farthing.
But you've got to write it with like a quill and ink. Right, Stephen Henry, who's obviously taking a break from snooker. Oh no, Stephen Henry. West Ham 5, Bradford 4. Di Canio sat on the touchline, refusing to carry on, telling Redknapp to take him off because he should have had 3 blatant penalties. In the end, he carried on. Remember this game? Yeah.
Epic.
Paul Kitson won a penalty. Di Canio wrestled the ball from Frank Lampard and scored, then set up Lampard for the winning goal after constantly coming from behind.
Do you know that game? He didn't just wrestle, he stood on the penalty spot.
Is that right?
Frank was like, I'm taking it, and Pala went, I had the ball, I'll stand on the penalty spot then. Just wouldn't move. But that is epic, that game. Every Redknapp story over that is so good.
Didn't Joe Cole score in that game? I'm sure Joe Cole scored in that game and ran into the crowd. And
I'm frightened to give my opinion now in case you get that idiot going, Joe Cole wasn't there in 2004.
Joe Cole was 3. I doubt he was there.
He must have been there. Yeah. I'd say he was.
He did.
Yes, he was.
Did. Had it confirmed.
Yes. Epic. That. Do you know what? When that just comes straight in my head when you said that game, but I've got better. But go on.
I do remember it all. I remember the kits really clearly. I remember Di Canio he was sitting like that, and he was getting booted, whatever, and he was like, he was going to take me off, wasn't he? Adam on Insta says, Fulham 4, Juventus 1. It just meant so much to everyone in the cottage. Trezeguet scoring early, and I still had this unerring sense that we, Fulham, were still going through, singing "Stand Up If You Still Believe" at the top of my lungs. Sharing it with my dad tops it all. I even have a T-shirt the club released after. Best game I've witnessed live. Please send us a photograph of yourself in said T-shirt. Not as proof, that because we obviously believe you, but just because it'll add to the whole thing. Sharing is caring. Peanut Boston Terrier. Celtic v Real Madrid. First champion.
Peanut Boston Terrier.
Peanut Boston Terrier. Yeah. Celtic v Real Madrid. First Champions League game with my son. What a night watching the Galacticos.
Wow.
What a night watching the Galacticos, not Celtic.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, Matt. I'm assuming he's a Celtic fan. So, Dougie, 2002 Champs League. Call it Champs. I'm going to call it Champions League final at Hampden. That Zidane goal. We saw that goal from the same stand the camera was recorded in for TV. Just incredible. Yeah.
Was he there?
Had snow on it, didn't it? That came down.
Technique on that was outrageous. To get the power for dropping ball like that, just unbelievable. But to be there would have been good. That's awesome. Some
good ones there so far.
Epic.
I'm going to ask you now then, Jim.
All
have
right,
you had a think?
putting it on me. I have had a think. Couple comes to mind. When we beat Arsenal.
Tell you what, you do one, I'll do one, and then because then you.
Okay, flip flop.
Yeah.
First one. For Wigan when I played, but both mine are playing.
Okay,
by
that's
the way.
absolutely fine.
So we played Arsenal, and we beat them in a semi-final.
Yeah.
We were little Wigan.
Yeah.
We played Arsenal in a semi-final, and we got into the final of it's Carling Cup final then, but League Cup, is it League Cup? And it's just to beat them.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good.
It was a hybrid.
It was a hybrid, yeah. And I think it was either that season was their last season,
right.
Highbury, or it might have been the year after. But I'm pretty sure it's their last season, or it was like going. But to beat them with all their big name players, like us as little Wigan.
Who was in the side? Their side?
Oh, who was it?
Zidane.
Who was it? Crap. Sol Campbell's playing then.
Yeah. Perez and... Actually, don't do that because...
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
It was Arsenal.
Yeah.
Look, I don't care.
No.
But all I know, it was Arsenal Football Club. They've always had big hitters.
Yeah.
You can't come on here and go,
no.
Oh, you played them when Arsenal didn't have big hitters.
No,
you can't descale my story that much.
No, absolutely.
It was phenomenal for us to beat them, and then obviously it didn't happen in the final. But that was that is an achievement to beat them 2 games. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
In the final, that was
over 2 legs is big.
It's over 2 legs, and also the story. Mike Pollock, the goalie, thought it was going to penalties because it was like we'd done him on anger. He walked off down the away, and I said, "Leave me." He thinks it's penalties, and he's warming up down the away end.
Oh,
I've got to leave him. He's gone, "No, it's pens, boys. It's pens." I went, "You fix." We've done
How funny that he'd be the only person who would be like looking forward to that, wouldn't it, if it had been penalties as a goalie? It got round to
him that someone must have got his ear. No, it's pens now, and like winding him up. I was crying. It was so funny. But yeah, and that. I'm pretty sure that was the game when Pascal Chimbonda handed. Have I told that story
transfer
before?
Request.
When he handed in a transfer request, so that it was just like. Unbelievable. He's on Pass. That's your time. What did you do that for? But we love Pass, so yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah.
Go on, give me yours.
So the one that, I'm going to do 2 little quick ones.
You can't. You said flip flop.
Yeah, so the first one was my first ever game that I took to Liverpool when I went to Anfield.
Wow. Yeah.
Which was probably.
You're not gonna forget that.
I'm going to say it was 1984. Or it was 1987, I can't remember exactly, but I've still got the ticket stub. And we beat Coventry, I think it was 5-0. Sorry, John Dawkins, sorry, Tom Grennan. and Rushy scored 4.
Amazing.
First game, imagine that as a kid, going like travelling from Scarborough.
Was it everything you thought when you walked in? What was atmosphere like ridiculous? Everything must have looked so big when you was that age as well. And the first time in it,
it was red. It was just red. I know that's obvious.
No, but yeah,
it was. It was amazing. I haven't got any pictures or anything from the day or anything like that because it was. But
so wish you did though.
But it was. It was.
Just give me some. What do you remember from? I know red. Any other things that stand out? Obviously, Rushy. Who else was playing?
Yeah, it just.
Was it Barnsley or not?
No, I think it was just pre John Barnes.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, it's like, is this what happens every week? It's like first game 5-0, and it was just. Yeah. And I wish I could remember more about it. But that was, I remember like the feeling of travelling to Liverpool from Scarborough, because I never got to games because we didn't have a car and
no, of course it was a big thing, wasn't it? So. Was that your grab then? Was you fully invested Liverpool fan before?
Oh
yeah. And went right. I'm fully in there.
So that was. I mean, I started supporting Liverpool in '77.
Okay.
Just via the telly and the radio, and they lost the FA Cup final to United, and then they went and beat Borussia Mönchengladbach in Rome in the European Cup then, as it was, and that was me. That was it. And
okay.
But it took me a long time before I actually went there. But so that was one that is a great memory.
Cool.
But the one that, if I had to pick one that stood out, was when we beat Arsenal, Cardiff in the cup final. And it was the game, I don't know if you remember it. So we took the ball. I was on Soccer AM at the time, and we took the match ball to Cardiff.
Right.
So that was a thing that we had on Soccer AM for a few years.
I remember.
It was a deal with Mitre, and what we did is we take the ball and we took it on a helicopter.
Like the Cup used to, but you delivered the match ball.
We take a match ball, and what they do is they put it in Perspex. We did it a couple of years. Once we let Jason McAteer and Bradley Walsh take it, and during the show, I think I've told this story before, but during the show, obviously the ball's in the Perspex, but there's a little gap there, like the little round bit, maybe where the valve goes. And during a break, they'd initialed it, JMBW. And I promise you, there is footage when they kicked off, the real close-up of the ball,
brilliant.
You can see that, and I promise you, like, those lot are going to get on us going, oh yeah, of course it did, mate, yeah. I'm telling you, that happened. So we take the ball over. I went a couple of times, so there might be a little bit of crossover on the actual getting the ball to Cardiff, but we'd certainly one year helicopter and then speedboat.
Shut
I'm
up.
telling you,
full James Bond.
It was like then speedboat. You get off and then. But what then happened was really weird. So they've put on helicopter, speedboat, and then you get off the speedboat, and then it's like you think, get a car. A car like to get, and then so it was like, no, got to walk through Cardiff city centre, like in your suit, our suits, and all like carrying a ball in a piece of Perspex. But anyway, it was a game. I don't know if you remember. Arsenal like battered us, and
I can't remember a game.
They had so many chances, absolutely dominated, and I think it was like about 2 or 3 handballs. I think Honcho was playing, and there was if VAR was around then, it would have been game over. It would have been 3 or 4-0 at half time, and Arsenal went ahead, and then Michael Owen equalised. So I was getting loads of the Arsenal fans up behind, and it was banter, but they were like giving and all that, 1-up and like and then we equalised right at the death. And then I don't know if you remember, but then he scored again a couple of minutes later. Really amazing finish, long ball through, and he went on a little like run, and he finished it. And it was like, and I turned around to see the Arsenal fans, and they'd just gone.
Brilliant.
It was brilliant because it was amazing. That Cardiff, those Cardiff finals were brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, you played it. Played it. Was the roof on?
The roof was on.
And I think it was on, or I'm not sure, but it was amazing. The atmosphere was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And that was, you know, like when you win a game like that, and it's like you think you're back in it, and it's
when you
like,
don't deserve it, and you're still in it. It is a nice feeling, isn't it? Absolutely.
But, I mean, that was Owen at his absolute
when he was at his
peak.
pinnacle. Rapid, wasn't he?
So that for me is, if I had to pick one today, that would be the one.
You picked two, but yeah.
Sorry,
If you had to pick one.
Yeah. We've got a few more here on the facts, Bully.
Go on.
James.
James.
Blackburn 0, Bolton 1. Jääskeläinen saved 2 penalties. Jason Robertson, Benny McCarthy, and Ivan Campo scored with a header. And Campo played for Bolton.
Mate, unbelievable. They've had some really big
Campo,
signings.
Hierro. They had Djorkaeff, Okocha.
Yeah, they had some mad signings, didn't they? Big Sam. He obviously had an agent working there for him that was like pulling.
Generally doing that little dance.
Some serious
deal. That little dance he did with Okocha.
That was wicked though, weren't it? That was good though. What a moment.
Yeah. Absolutely, and these little loafers. TS, QPR, Rob, whoop. QPR playoff final against Derby at Wembley. Bobby Zamora, last minute winner against the odds. Rob, were you there?
I was there.
Yeah.
Was ya?
Is that yours? Is that your? Have you written that one in? Is that someone else? Did you have a few sherbets that night? Good man.
How'd you get home? On your penny farthing? Sweet, rooty.
James Harper, Liverpool v Barca. Generally the best game as a fan. Can't argue with that. I mean, that was incredible.
Has that game not been pulled up? The Newcastle-Liverpool game, Keegan? 4-3,
yeah.
Is that sure lie?
Yeah, it was a while back, wasn't it? So, I mean, Liverpool-Chelsea, 2005 Champions League semi, to laugh at Jose. Oh, come on. Liverpool v City over the last 7 years. Football from both sides on another level. Yeah, good point. Pickford 91 says Aston Villa v Celta Vigo in the year 2000. 13 yellows, 3 reds, 2 pens.
Wow, game and a half. What a shout that is.
Dan Bratton, Saints at home beating United 3-1 was my 8th birthday and I was loving it. They changed kits at half-time, iconic. All right, that was the game. Do you remember that? Where they were wearing grey, and I think Sir Alex said players couldn't see them, so couldn't find one another. Have you ever had that in a game where like you're struggling to? How much of a difference does it make when you're on the pitch and there is a crowd?
I'd never struggle with it. I'll tell you what I did struggle with. A certain time of my career, mainly when I was at Wigan, Fulham, was 3 o'clock bright. You know, the start of the season when it's real bright. Couldn't make out light, and then I talked about getting some glasses and stuff.
That's
and I just come away from it. So
going from the shadow, like the shadow to the light.
No, not the shadow. Just where it's really bright. I couldn't get the. I just don't know my depth perception. That's what it was. I blamed it on that. I think I was just over clipping balls. Bit long that, Jim. Yeah. But I hit one. It was like 32 long. Like I get it. Like that was my game, passing. I get it if it just goes over. I think this one at Craven. All the boys look at me and you're right. And I'm like, I just see it as these miles. I thought I was like, it was a cross field, but I was already over that half side of the pitch, just clumped it off. Half the boys turned around and said, is there someone injured? He kicked it out.
Because he's wearing those Adidas stand finders, Rooty.
That's not very nice.
Good stuff. Isn't it good, Jim, how some of these games are like really famous, iconic ones that you remember, and then there's like, oh my God,
Well, that's the question, because what it means to you and what it means to them are two totally things. My games are probably, I was thinking, I can't have my games, but to me they were like, that game that you went to Liverpool wouldn't mean a lot to other people. No. But when it's to you, absolutely. Yeah.
Andrew Marsh, Charlton Sunderland, 1998 playoff final, 4-4. 7-6 on pens, one of the best games at the old Wembley. I remember that, Clive Mendonca for Charlton.
Oh, wow, okay.
And that's when Mickey Gray missed that pen.
Oh, yeah.
Bless him. All right, Mickey, legend.
That won't be one of his favourites.
No. That was a hell of a game, that one, though.
Yeah,
that was
amazing.
That was a belter. Lee Bateman.
Not that I remember it.
Do you not?
Not really.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, I can understand as a football person, that's like, it sounds epic, but I can't say it's lodged there. But for them boys that are Charlton fans and Sunderland fans, it'll be there.
Yeah. The Pirates, says Dan Cook. The Pirates,
we ain't played yet.
Haven't played yet. Oh, I know he means Bristol Rovers, who we stole the nickname from.
Yes.
Winning 7-0 on the last day of the season against Scunthorpe to get promoted on goal difference.
Oh, that wasn't long ago, was it? It's a couple of seasons ago. I actually remember that. I do remember that. Was Joey Barton not the manager? Yeah, Joey Barton was manager. Joe was
so did they have to win? Was it by? Did they have to win by 7 clear goals?
Yeah.
They had to win by more than 5
Had to win by more than 5 goals.
Wow.
Yeah, that was only a few years ago. That I remember that, because that is because you're not going to do it really, are you?
Imagine though, imagine being there and going,
mate. Honestly, imagine scoring your 3rd, then you go 4.
Yeah.
Then you're like 5. Oh, hold up! Then you sit, and then it's like, but that is unbelievable.
That is magnificent.
To be fair, out of all of the games we've been through, that is the most surreal. Really,
if you support that club, that's a game I'd be thinking.
I'm just trying to think as a neutral. I don't like. You ain't doing that.
No.
7's it in professional football. That doesn't happen. But to actually at last game to do that is outrageous, isn't it? It's unbelievable.
Dan King, Leicester 9, Southampton 0.
Leicester 9, Southampton. I remember that.
Took my nephew to his first ever game. Memories that will never be forgotten. That was a Friday night football, I think. I remember it. 9-0.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, now then, Simon Cos. I'm gonna have a problem with you, my pal.
Go on.
Carlisle v Plymouth, May 1999. Last game of the season. Arise, Sir Jimmy Glass. So he was the goalie. Do you remember? He was a Carlisle goalie who scored. And do you know what that meant? That meant that Scarborough were relegated.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
But it's a good goal though, wasn't it?
And interesting little aside, I don't know if you know this, Rob, but I was working on Soccer AM, and so what we'd sometimes do was we'd do a little sketch, a little recreation type thing out in the car. It was the car park, but it was the old car park.
Yeah.
So not everyone said, the idea was I'd be outside dressed as Jimmy Glass, and then we'd be doing a bit of a link or something, and then Tim and Ellen would throw out to me, and I'd be Jimmy Glass, and I'd just tap it into the goal, and then, because remember when he scored, everyone jumped on him and it was mad celebrations. So that's what happened, and everyone jumped on me, but some jumped on me from this side and some jumped on me from that side, and I sprained my pelvis.
Sprained your pelvis?
Yeah.
How'd you sprain a pelvis?
Well, if
Is
I
his pelvis
push,
it?
yeah. So if I push you that way and then 12 people push that way,
twisted it. Did it hurt?
Oh my God!
I bet you was happy.
My God, I had to go and have physio and everything. Honestly, it was the worst physical pain I think I've ever been in.
Brilliant.
That's show business.
Twisted pelvis.
Yeah.
Trust you. I've never heard of that injury ever before.
No.
It's because you're so stiff.
Sprained pelvis.
It's because you're so stiff.
Did I say twisted or sprained?
Sprained.
Yeah, sprained. It was a sprained pelvis.
Twisted pelvis.
Oh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies now thinking about it. Reece Nibbs.
Nibbo.
His Nibs.
Nibsy. Go on, Nibsy.
Nibsy. Villa Derby playoff final. After the game, me and two mates snuck into the players' promotion party at the Hilton. Go on, Nibsy. Absolute chap.
Animal.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Go on.
Graham Tobin. My local Wickham Market v Stoneham Aspel. A big one, that.
Right, go on.
Wet and windy day. 2-2 in the quarter-final, went to pens, finished 13-12 with the keeper netting the winner.
Oh, that...
Proper footy, and I can't argue with that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's big, innit? 13-12, keeper taking pens is great, innit?
Yeah.
The Edison in the Charity Shield.
Smashed it, didn't he?
He just steps up like...
Yeah. Now, some keepers have themselves, don't they?
Oh, Andy Jackson, Wigan fan here.
Oh, go on.
Arsenal match in the Carling Cup. Floodlights failed at the ground, and Bullard instantly ran over and whipped Ljungberg's shorts down.
I did.
He then proceeded to run around the ground, dribbling in the dark, while all the other players went in.
That's right.
Is that true?
Yeah, they were still on the pitch. And the rep, like, it all got called off. Like, the lights all went down, and the game sort of carried on for a second. I just got the ball, and everyone's just stopped. I just carried on running, and I went one-on-one with the keeper, and I just blazed it over. And the whole crowd went, ooh, like that, and bought into it. It was really cool. I loved it. And then we all stood round as players, and I thought it'd be a good time to try and make friends with the likes of them lot. And I just went behind him and just whipped his shorts down. Just trying to have a bit of banter, really. And they found it quite funny, and that was that. But yeah, that actually happened.
Have Calvin Klein's on?
Because he
was a model, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a model for Calvin, yeah. He's a ledge, though.
That's
good player.
That's good.
That actually happened, yeah.
That's a good one. I mean, is that a good one to end on, do you think? Or
No, I had...
you've got... Sorry.
Can't end on that. I had one super spec. I've got an absolute blinder.
Yeah. Go on, then.
Actually, I got two. You had two.
That's all right.
You had two, because these are... It ain't often I can talk about my unbelievable career. So, away at Leeds...
Yeah.
Scored the winner.
Yeah.
Like, that was just... so, I'm going to talk you through the goal, right? Wigan. Sorry, I was playing for Wigan at Leeds. Forget the year because I'm crap. Full house at Leeds. Away end, full up with Wigan fans. Like 2,500, whatever, like full. And Gaffer didn't know whether to play. He didn't really like playing me and Marnie together because we was both like quite rogue,
right.
Alan Marn, and free spirit and like to get on the ball. But this game we played, and we had a little stint together, and got it. And it was on the break. It's about the 78th minute. It's late in the game. Ball come up, and then it's just we've broke, and I've just come off Marnie, right, and I galloped, and I'm running down the right, and I'm one-on-one with... Is the keeper's name O'Sullivan? Was it O'Sullivan?
Dean Sullivan? Neil, sorry.
I don't know why that's in my head.
Neil Sullivan, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But I'm one-on-one, the centre half shits his pants, he comes out to get me, and then Bullard spring chicken thinks he ain't got the legs here, and he backs off, and the other runner in the centre of the park was Alan Marn. So we've just gone boom away at Leeds, 78 minutes, 2 centre mid to just outrun everyone, and I'm one-on-one with him, and I give him the eyes, gone front stick, but this last minute just wrapped my foot over it, bottom, great finish if I must say so myself, and just slid on the floor in front of all the fans, and it just took the team ages to get to me because it's just such a wild break from the edge of the box. You get what I mean? So I'm laying there for ages on my own, soaking up, going, any chance? And they all come on top. But away, like that was just puts hairs on my arms as I'm talking about it. I fucking love that. And then my last was Fulham staying up. A great escape.
Oh God, yeah.
At Portsmouth. Last game of the season, we was down at Man City. We was like 2-0 down at Man City. If we lose that game, there's 4 games left. If we lose that game, we're out.
Yeah.
There's 3 or 4 games left. And Roy Hodgson we've gone in at half time. And Roy goes, boys, probably, he said more than this, but great team talk. He said, look, no one's gone on. No opposition. We're not here to bullshit. Just go and win this half. Just go and win this half. Real calm. We sort of half come, Danny Murphy spoke about it before, we half come out pretty calm.
Yeah.
Just because of the chat and the manager just had a calmness, and there weren't no toys chucked out, and it was almost like the scenario we was in didn't really exist the way he'd done it. It was really cool. Come on, beat Man City at home 3-2, mate. Joe Kamara scored like the best, I think he scored 2, and he was on fire, mate. Just this 45 minutes of his life. Beat Man City away 3-2. I'm pretty sure somewhere in there we had to play Blackburn. I scored a free kick. We won 2-1, 1-0, whatever it was. And then we go away, had another result we might have drew, and then we go away Portsmouth, and we win. We was 1-0.
Was that when Danny Murphy scored
I got the
your
ball.
free kick, wasn't it?
Dan Murphy never meant to even be in the box, and I whipped this ball and you just see big old slaphead on it. Goes in there, Dan, and me and him, like, we're there celebrating, going like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I always remember a red hot day, and the ball fell to Jermaine Defoe about 8 yards out. And my heart, you know, when it just drops out your backside. I'm looking at it and I'm like, I can't help it.
Yeah.
And the ball drops to him on the half volley, and there's a couple of players there, but he ain't challenged as a player. He's got 3 yards round him, and Jermaine. I've been brought up Jermaine since he's 16. Really? That's him.
Yeah.
I'm going, no. Slaps it over. Talking now, I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
I'm like, keeper gets the ball, boom, or grabs it. Goal kick happens, I get the ball, it's like minutes left, I just run into the corner with the ball and I'm running, my legs are gone.
Yeah.
And the whistle blows and it's like the best celebration. We celebrated, me and a couple of boys, Tony Warner, Danny Murphy, we went up to Portsmouth's Players Lounge or wherever they used to have a drink. We got a couple of crates of bud on the coach, crept them on the coach. Was like, Roy, can we have a drink? Yeah, have a few. Don't go too mad. Don't go too mad. We was in the middle of Kingston at 3 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely crackers. Celebrated for about 2 weeks. Amazing story. Like, for us to do that, coming from that's got to be amazing. One of the most amazing memories.
Yeah, it's not really talked about that much. I suppose it's
not really. When they talk about Great Escapes Premier League, it's on.
Yeah.
But there's an actual clip of Roy. He's with Ray Lewington. What is it? Portman Road? No, Portman Road. Fratton Park. What's Portman Road?
Ipswich.
Yeah, so Fratton Park. We're at Fratton Park, obviously, and the final whistle goes, and the camera goes on the manager, and you actually see Roy Hodgson say, "I've only fucking done it." He goes to Ray, "I've only fucking done it, Ray." And Ray's like, "Yeah," and mate, it's unbelievable. Great times.
Did you have your top off on that game?
Yeah, me and Dan going around. Yeah. Absolute spring chickens. I've had a six pack then, didn't I? Absolutely built like a greyhound. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did have my top off, giving it a big one.
Is that a game where... Because that's a hell of an atmosphere, isn't it? At Fratton Park.
Yeah, unbelievable atmosphere. Last game of the season, you had the bell guy. Do you remember the bell guy?
Yeah.
And all of... Because it was like... do or die, we sold out the full, and all my family were in there as well, and we sold out behind the goal because it was always that stand. Was
it that one of those where you don't want to come off the pitch, really?
I was on the forever. It was honestly probably my whole career is the most I've ever celebrated. You get what I mean? It was like amazing because we was down, Fenners. We was down like half the players thought struggling here, but what a comeback! Amazing times, So that's
brilliant.
mine.
Love that.
This episode of FC Bullard is sponsored by Sky Bet.
You're absolutely spot on, that's right. And just like here at FC Bullard, Sky Bet, Jim, is for the fans. Courtesy of Sky Bet Fan View, we have an absolute classic to discuss this week. Are you ready for it, Bully?
I've got it here, so I know what this one is.
All right.
But it's a good one.
Who is the best Premier League manager of all time? Right. Let's have a few guidelines. What are we going to judge this on?
I think you've got to go overall, haven't you?
Yeah. So let's look at longevity.
Yes.
Titles, style, vibes,
Character.
Yeah.
Just the whole package.
Yeah. So
God, there's a few.
There's a few here.
Go on, reel me off.
Sir Alex Ferguson, 13 titles, 810 games managed.
God, you've gone big there at the start. Yeah.
Arsene Wenger, 3 titles, 828 games managed. Actually managed more games than Sir Alex Ferguson.
Did he?
Jose Mourinho, 3 titles across 2 spells. He had a big impact, didn't he, Jose, when he came?
Jose was
first
unbelievable.
Time Pep.
Gotta be.
Your hero.
Yeah.
6 titles. 6 titles. Jurgen Klopp.
Yes.
David Moyes, your gaffer.
Yeah.
The former gaffer, should I say?
Yeah, no more.
Harry Redknapp,
Yeah.
Big Sam
I was
Allardyce,
saying you've got to say Sam behind H, didn't you?
Steve Bruce.
Brucey.
He's gone to Jamaica now, hasn't
Steve.
he? Yeah, he's managed with Jamaica.
Likes a currant bun, Steve.
Claudio Ranieri. I mean, what he did is,
Yeah.
absolutely not to be sniffed at.
Them
So-
last 4 great managers,
Yeah,
but not in that top 4 bracket.
yeah. They've been great managers for sort of different reasons,
Without
maybe
them
in
managers,
terms.
it ain't a Premier League.
No, of course
so
not.
It's a hard question.
It's like you. Harry Redknapp is one of the most kind of charismatic and just the way he went about the game and
Yes.
everything that he brought to football. He's got to sort of be in the conversation of in terms of you're not going to say he's the greatest Premier League manager of all time, but
That is the question.
yeah. But
you've got to
I think
bring
you've
him
got
up.
to give certain managers respect for what they've brought to
Absolutely. I'm with you.
the Premier League. I mean, Klopp, for me, obviously I'm a Liverpool fan, but Klopp had such a massive impact on Liverpool, I think. Goes without saying. And I think he's going to be a massive miss, a huge miss, and
It'd be a big miss to the Premier League, not just your football club.
no, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Because who else is going to... you'd like to think Slot will come in and
Yeah, I hope he
pick the
does,
reins up, but who's going to push... Arsenal, obviously Arteta. But anyway,
Yes.
I'm going off piece there. I'm digressing. So the
Mourinho, John, when he come in,
yeah,
was unbelievable.
yeah,
That impact he had, that sort of like arrogance, if you want to call it that confidence
Yeah.
of like the special one when he had that first interview.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's something special around that time.
yeah.
He just made it
It was just
real special,
Yeah.
and then every time he come on screen, you just couldn't wait. You wanted to see him.
that team was
Not
class,
so
wasn't it?
much
That Chelsea team.
Chelsea
was
Football Club,
unbelievable.
it was about him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But then Sir Alex, for me, it comes down to 2.
Yeah,
Wenger, I didn't know that stat, 828 games managed,
and again Wenger
18 more times than Ferguson. I did not know
No.
that.
and the way he changed the game in
Yeah,
the
he
sense
brought
that he brought
yeah,
in the. It's well publicised that changed players' diets and all that sort
Yeah,
of stuff.
he brought in a style that changed it, but I think Pep, I think his step is even bigger.
Yeah,
Do you get what I mean? That's why I would say between Alex Ferguson and Pep Guardiola.
Yeah. I think so.
I
Yeah,
think a lot of people would say them
Yeah.
too. I might be wrong, and it's up for debate. That's why we want you to get involved. But I would say, I know we'd say, what would you say, Pep or Alex? The best manager so far, and you said everything comes into it, not just style. Well, if you're talking on wins, Alex Ferguson. But he
Yeah.
was there a longer time, so it's hard.
yeah. I think the way he might, what they've both got in common is incredible amount of bravery in terms of we're gonna have a go at winning this game. They're both will it's win at all costs, isn't it? Like Fergie would go for it, wouldn't he? He would
said
go
that
for
all the
it
time.
all the time. It would be like let's
Do you know what?
you know people say if you can't win it, make
Don't
sure you don't
lose
lose it. I don't think that was in his
No.
in his mindset
No.
ever.
I don't think that's in Pep's mind.
No, I agree.
Do you know what? Pep was my number one choice, but I'm going to choose Alex
Yeah.
Ferguson. Just for my growing up, watching, and that era, that era was long.
Yeah. Oh God,
He
yeah.
reigned
it
like,
was
he
it
was
was
like
madness.
a lot longer, and I think that's what wins it for Fergie at the minute.
Yeah.
I think the length he done it for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the length he done it for. Yes, Pep wins on style. Pep probably wins it on stats, maybe. I think he's won more in these early years, but to do it over that length of time back then, and I would also say he done it a different way. He brought his youth up.
Yeah.
That was lovely to see when all them youth players come up through the same club. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Football's different now, granted. I'm going to go with Alex Ferguson, best manager of all time. But I've gone against what I thought, but thinking of it, I'd say Alex, you?
Well, I would have said, because United won the treble, but then City, he did the treble, didn't he? Can they share it?
No.
Can they share it?
No.
You know what? I'm.
If you go Pep,
I'm not going Pep. I'm gonna go.
I'm
going to go.
Well.
I am.
We both switched.
I am. Yeah.
Because we're going to get peppered.
Yeah.
you know what the FC Bullard fans.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Sir Alex.
I am.
Out of respect and what he's done.
Same.
And the way in which he went about it. I love the way Pep goes about it as well. But
do you know what?
I'm just going to go on.
If Alex Ferguson was there and Pep Guardiola's there,
I
think Pep says Sir Alex.
Yeah.
And I think Alex says Sir Alex. I do. I think if we're all in a room, I think we would all go Alex.
Yeah.
Just because of the time factor and the respect. Yeah. Would you think
I think
that?
you're absolutely spot on, mate.
Right, okay. Alex Ferguson is best Premier League manager of all time.
Of ever. Cheers, Jim. That was this week's Sky Bet Fan View.
And as I've said, if you want to get involved, please let us know. Any comments, any questions you want to ask us, we'll answer them, won't we, John?
We might do.
Well,
just ask nicely, though.
They've got to be good.
And remember, Sky Bet is for the fans, 18 plus, begambleaware.org. And please gamble responsibly. I have got another one, and I'm going to let Rob decide whether he wants to keep this one in or not, but I just thought I'd share it with you because it's quite a funny story.
It's fine.
So when I was at Soccer AM, we had a team called the Badgers.
Yep, I remember.
And it was made up of Tim's mates, me, Tubes.
Was Tim a good player?
He was all right, yeah.
Decent, yeah.
I mean, not as good as he thought he was.
No. Well, none of you are. You all think you're players, didn't you?
Yeah.
But, was he better than you?
With different positions, different positions, you know.
So he is all right. He was tidy.
He understood the game, and he was
tidy. Tubes is tidy.
Tubes is very.
Saying that, all good players.
Tubes, we were all decent players, you know, and we were still had a little bit of fitness. And
but Tubes was your best player.
Tubes was brilliant. Actually, Tubes got better as he went on.
Got older. Yeah.
Anyway, it was a few of the boys on the team, and it was some of Tim's mates, and then it was we started to get ringers in. So we had like Phil Neal, former Liverpool fullback, Alan Kennedy, Mickey Top, Mickey T, original Mickey T.
Yes, of course.
Then we had like Paul Dalglish played for us one game.
If you can't get Kenny, get Paul.
John Walk.
Yes. Ipswich legend.
Yeah. We started John Beresford.
Yes.
He played for us, Bez.
Very high socks he used to have.
Yes, very high socks.
Big shorts.
Lovely footballer.
Good.
Warren Barton played for us one game as well.
Oh, that's a Newcastle fullback.
Yeah. So anyway, we were playing against Aldo's Tranmere side. He was manager at Tranmere at the time, but he played this day.
Yeah.
So we went and played him at their training ground in Tranmere, and it was a Sunday. And it was it was an early kickoff for some reason, so we got there, went on a bus from London, travelled there, and we played this game. And
boy, a bit he's leggy after that 4-hour trek.
Well, I was playing centre half time. John Aldridge is playing up front. He scored 4. And
that must be amazing for you, though.
Oh my
Liverpool,
God!
Playing against John Aldridge.
Eric Nixon, who was goalkeeping coach at Tranmere at the time, he was sitting on their crossbar. He was like, because there was we were posing so little threat.
Oh, he was giving it a big one.
He was sitting on top of the crossbar. Anyway, I think it was 5-0. I think it was 5-0. Aldo might have got all of them. and I was probably accountable for all of them, but it wasn't about that. So then we go into Liverpool for the afternoon, because it's Sunday afternoon, and like everywhere else probably, I don't know, then this was, I don't know, 15 years ago, I don't know what it's like on a Sunday afternoon in most town cities, but we went into this bar and it was called the Great National, I seem to remember. And it was like you walked into it. It's like walking into a nightclub. Well, it was like a pub / nightclub. Anyway, we just had it just was
Great night.
Mad.
Epic.
It was mad.
Scassers are mad, didn't they?
Like Fowler was in there.
Oh,
like Aldo was in there. Everyone was
Brilliant.
in.
Was Fowler in the game?
No, Fowler in the game. He just turned up at the pub,
yeah.
at this club, pub club, whatever it was. Anyway, the problem is, we're going back. We're going back on the bus.
Oh, you got 4.
And I'm sort of like in charge. So the driver's ringing me. Can you get everyone together? You know, we're ready to go. This is probably about like maybe 9. It might be 9 o'clock, something like that. Yeah, I'll sort it. Right, come on, we gotta go.
The best round in
like
there,
trying
mate.
to get everyone.
I'll be like, well done, John.
Yeah. So anyway, he keeps ringing me. What's happening? I'm on it, sorting it. Keep trying to round everyone up. Anyway, come out. He's gone. He's gone. Not as he's gone though. He's got all our bags and everything like that. He's just gone back to London. Quite right.
How long did that process happen for? Hour and a half? Did you string
I don't
him?
know. I mean, you can never tell, can you? Like time, when you've had a few drinks, like time sort of...
That's an hour.
It's a strange concept. So, I then, my head's gone.
Fuming?
Ring up on the answer machine, leave an answer machine on the bus company's voicemail, and
Fuming.
I'm gone like effing and jeffing and probably worse, which is really not like me at all. But I'm supposed to be organising this bus, whatever, and everyone's got... Anyone, I think I was the only one that was bothered. No one else was. For everyone else, it was like absolute result. We get to stay in Liverpool. I haven't got a hotel, so we walk down to the Adelphi Hotel, which is a big old hotel in Liverpool. We kind of go in and go. We need some rooms. Like we got 2 rooms. So it was like 15 of us in like 2 rooms. Tim's mate, Matt Milan, they called him, because he was a model. He's an actor now. He's top lad, very attractive. He got up in the night and went down into like the kitchens, and he was opening the fridges in the kitchen and stuff. It was all a bit like a bit much. And then got up the next day, and you can imagine it was.
What have we done?
It was just like, what's gone on here? And then I've got that horrible anxiety in my stomach, like, oh my God, I've got this memory of leaving a really angry voicemail.
Did you ever get that message back?
I rang him up and I went, look,
shit your pants, the old reversal.
I did. I rang up and went, oh hi, it's John from Soccer AM. Oh yeah, you ringing about the voicemail, yeah? Yeah. I said, look, I'm so sorry. I'd had a couple of drinks, whatever. I was like, imagine now, I'd be
Was
gone.
they sweet about it?
If I had a job, I'd be getting
Yeah,
sacked.
they would have. That voicemail would be doing the rounds.
Yeah, and not my finest hour, but what a great night! What a great night!
Sounds good.
Yeah, that was probably the most memorable game that I've been involved in for myriad reasons. So that was decent, wasn't it?
I love it's talking about it, and it's nice.
Yeah,
and they would have loved it.
We could probably do that again at some stage and get some more, or we can do things like best goal you've seen, or something,
I like
something
that.
like that.
Doing this again would be a bit dry because I ain't got nothing else.
No, I mean either, actually. I don't know why I said it. But anyway, keep them coming in, and if we think they're any good, we will read them out.
Perfect.
See you next Tuesday.
Laters.